hard to believe this is real.
They have the bones.
But the bottle tree is gone.
You're gonna lose this time.
I guess we'll see.
It's finally over. Or at least that's what the finale wants us to believe. After years of unanswered questions, impossible choices, mysterious symbols, terrifying creatures, and secrets buried deeper than anyone imagined, the From Season 5 finale delivered the biggest revelations the series has ever shown. But if you think every mystery was wrapped up with a simple ending, think again. Hidden throughout the finale are clues that completely change how we should understand everything that happened from the very first episode. Some answers were placed right in front of us. Others were hidden inside small conversations, forgotten symbols, and moments that lasted only a few seconds. And when you connect every single clue together, an entirely different picture begins to emerge. Today, we're breaking down every major mystery from the Season 5 finale, explaining what the ending really means, uncovering the hidden details almost everyone missed, and exploring the questions that could shape the future of From. By the end of this video, you'll understand why one final decision changes the meaning of the entire story, why one character may have unknowingly completed a plan that started decades ago, and why the ending might not be the victory everyone believes it is. Because sometimes the biggest mystery isn't the one the show answers, it's the one it quietly leaves behind. Let's start with the moment that changed everything. For years, everyone trapped inside Fromville believed there was only one goal: find a way out. Every decision, every sacrifice, every death pushed the survivors toward that single objective. But the From Season 5 finale quietly revealed something far more disturbing. Escaping was never the real test. When we look back at everything that happened throughout the series, a clear pattern begins to appear. Every time someone believed they had finally discovered the answer, the town immediately created another question. Every victory came with a terrible cost. Every clue opened another mystery instead of closing one. That isn't bad luck. That is design. The finale makes it clear that Fromville has always been forcing its residents to make impossible choices rather than simply survive impossible situations. Think about how often the town gave people hope only to take it away at the exact moment they believed they had won. Those moments weren't random. They slowly shaped every character into someone different from the person who first arrived. Boyd became less certain. Tabitha became more determined. Jade stopped searching for logical explanations and started accepting things he once thought were impossible. Victor slowly began facing memories he had spent years trying to forget. None of these changes happened overnight. They happened because the town kept placing each survivor inside situations where there was no perfect answer. That may explain one of the biggest mysteries in the entire series. Perhaps Fromville doesn't choose people because they are special. Perhaps it makes them special after they arrive. Once you begin looking at the story through that perspective, dozens of strange moments suddenly make much more sense. Characters who seemed ordinary eventually became central to the mystery because the town itself kept pushing them towards specific decisions. The finale reinforces this idea by showing that every major revelation depends on choices made throughout the story, rather than luck alone. That changes everything. It also explains why fear has always been one of the town's greatest weapons. Fear makes people act without thinking. Fear breaks trust. Fear destroys families. Fear creates exactly the kind of decisions that the town appears to be testing. But the opposite is also true. Whenever characters trusted each other instead of giving in to panic, they often survived situations that should have been impossible. That contrast cannot be ignored. The finale quietly suggests that the real battle has never been humans versus monsters. It has always been hope versus despair. The monsters may simply be one tool used to keep despair alive, and that raises another disturbing possibility. What if the monsters themselves are trapped inside the same system? Throughout the series, they rarely behave like mindless predators. They wait patiently, they manipulate emotions, they speak calmly. Sometimes they even appear to understand exactly what their victims are feeling before attacking. That behavior feels intentional. It almost suggests that they are following rules we still don't completely understand. If that is true, then the final minutes of the Season 5 finale answer one of the oldest questions in the entire series, but they do it so quietly that many viewers completely missed what the show was trying to say. While everyone was focused on the emotional ending and the fate of the survivors, the writers slipped in a clue that changes how we should view every strange event that has happened since the very first episode. For years, fans have debated whether Fromville is a real place, a nightmare, a supernatural prison, or some kind of experiment. Every season introduced new clues, but every answer created even more questions. The finale finally brings those pieces together, and when they are connected, one pattern becomes impossible to ignore. The town has never behaved like an ordinary location. Roads loop endlessly. The forest changes without warning. Buildings seem untouched by time, while the people inside them continue to age. Characters receive visions before major disasters happen, yet they can never completely prevent them. None of these events follow normal logic. Instead, they follow rules. That difference is incredibly important. Chaos has no structure. Fromville does. Throughout the entire series, the town repeatedly reacts whenever someone gets close to discovering the truth. Every breakthrough is immediately followed by another obstacle. Every discovery demands another sacrifice. It almost feels as though the town is protecting something buried beneath every mystery. The finale strengthens this idea more than ever before. Notice how several characters finally begin connecting clues that had remained separated for years. Symbols that once looked meaningless suddenly fit together. Conversations from earlier seasons take on completely different meanings. Even small details that seemed unimportant now appear to have been deliberate hints planted by the writers from the beginning. That level of planning suggests one thing: nothing inside Fromville happens by accident. Even moments that looked like coincidence now feel carefully arranged. Think back to every vision Jade experienced. At first, they seemed random, confusing, and disconnected from reality, but the finale suggests that these visions were never simply frightening hallucinations. They were fragments of a much larger truth, shown to him little by little because revealing everything at once might have been too dangerous. The same idea applies to Tabitha. Ever since she first began seeing things that others could not, many viewers assumed she had been chosen for reasons that were still unknown. The finale finally gives weight to that theory. Rather than simply surviving the town, Tabitha has slowly become one of the few people capable of understanding how its hidden rules actually work. That explains why certain characters receive signs, while others never experience anything unusual. The town does not treat everyone equally. It responds differently depending on the person standing in front of it. That realization also changes how we should look at Victor. For most of the series, Victor appeared to be little more than the town's longest survivor. He knew secrets no one else understood, but he rarely explained them clearly. Many people assumed this was simply because of his childhood trauma. The finale hints that there may be another reason. Victor remembers the town differently because he experienced it differently. He has lived through events that no other survivor has witnessed. He has seen cycles begin and end. He has watched people repeat the same mistakes over and over again. While everyone else has been trying to understand the present, Victor has been carrying pieces of the past all along. Suddenly, many of his strange drawings become far more important. Those pictures may not simply be memories, they could be warnings. If that theory is correct, then every drawing Victor created deserves another look, because the finale suggests that answers have been hiding in plain sight for years. But there is another detail that deserves just as much attention. The finale repeatedly focuses on characters making choices instead of simply reacting to danger. That cannot be ignored. Again and again, the story pauses before a major decision. Characters hesitate, they question themselves, they choose between protecting one person or risking everyone else. Those moments receive far more attention than the monster attacks themselves. Why? Because the show may be telling us that choices have always been more powerful than violence. The monsters create fear, but fear only matters because it influences decisions.